Welcome to the HFT Stocks and Options Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Friday, Feb 8, 2013. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 973. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at 641. We had 77 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and no new 52-week lows. For the volatility, the dollar-weighted put-call ratio for the VIX, we saw a bullish reading in February and March with 4.1 and 2.11 and 21 and 47 of the total premiums paid. For April, we saw a neutral reading with 24% of the total premiums paid. Here we have the SPX chart weekly. As you can see here, we have a green hammer. Very nice chart here, finishing almost at the highs of the week, which was very nice here after the sell-off we got early this week. Also, we are right now again touching 2 sigma, which is nice. We continue to be on the positive 1, positive 2 sigma channel. Our next target here, as we've been talking about, is 1522. We're 4 handles away from that target. I'm continuing to stick to that target. I'm not raising the target as I've been doing recently. The reason is that I'm starting to get some cautioning signs. We're starting to get a red CI on the weekly chart and some other indications that we are maybe near a top momentarily. Here another SPX weekly chart. As you can see here, we broke this last week. We have some continuation this week. I do not think we're going to this all-time high on the next couple of weeks. So I think that's gonna be, we're gonna stay around this 1500 area for a couple of time until we get some consolidation done here. For the Qs, very interesting stuff. Here we have the daily chart almost touching our 68.25 target. We got until 68.13. I'm looking for higher prices on the Nasdaq. We broke out this range we've been trading for the last couple of weeks. I expect some continuation going to the 70 level in a couple of weeks. Looking at the weekly chart for Qs, here we have it. We broke out the head and shoulders pattern. I'm still looking for the 70 level, as I mentioned, on the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be my target here for the Qs. I'm bullish on the Qs now. For GLD weekly chart, here we have it. We're still holding the 100-week moving average. We have this descending trend line here. Very compressed right now. We'll see what happens next week because the range is starting to collapse. This downward trend line and the 100-week moving average are about to meet. So we'll see if we're going to actually break down that 100 moving average or we're going to break above the downward trend line here. Just watch and see what it tells you. For SLV, the daily chart, we continue to be on this range we talked about yesterday. I'm looking for a breakdown or a breakout. My bias is to the downside, but I will not trade it before we break. On the weekly chart, we're basically nowhere here on SLV chart. Just watching here, maybe look for a test of the 2920. That's what I'm expecting, but you'll have to get the signals from the daily chart that we just talked about. For Apple, here we have the daily chart for Apple. We were up 1.45% for the day. Pretty nice run. Again, we see the continuation here after we broke out this range and we continue our way higher. We close above the 20-day moving average, which is positive. And here are the next levels to watch. This downward descending trend line is going to be some resistance here tomorrow or Monday, sorry. And we're going to see if we're going to be able to break it. In case we break it, we're looking for this 485 level, which was this previous low here. I'm looking for this descending trend line to break, go to the 485, stay there for a couple of days, and then eventually break and fill this gap to the 500 level. That's what I'm watching here for Apple on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, here you can see we have the 100-week moving average at 484. So that's going to be important to break. 481. That's going to be important to break to the upside and go to that 500 level if we want to. So keep an eye on this, a couple of levels I just gave you for the next week in Apple. For Google, we are at the top of the range here. We are right now at 785. Maybe look for some pullback, then get long for higher prices. Maybe looking for 800 level on Google. If we go to the Amazon weekly chart, very nice chart here, higher highs, higher lows. Nothing wrong with this chart here. We're just taking here a breather. Maybe try to get in long again at 250 level, targeting a lower high, a lower low, and maybe going for a new all-time high on Amazon. That's what I'm watching here.